Heel hartelijk welkom bij Wanhout vanavond. Het is onderdeel van ons galactisch weekje bij Earth Matters, zo mogen we het wel noemen. Dus niet specifiek zo gepland, maar gisteravond hadden we een partij bestaan in de biotoop in Haren. Vanavond Haggai en vrijdag hebben we het team van Deel bij ons in Haren, die hebben een live uitzending mee. En het leuke is dat komende maandag 12 oktober komt Iricea Barkhuizen voor de mensen die haar vorige keer hier hebben meegemaakt. Zij deed de 22 The Life Coach, voornamelijk ook de tonen en dergelijke. En zij komt in de show bij Martijn en mij, dus dat wordt ook heel leuk. Maar ook heel leuk dat jullie vanavond hier zijn. Ik heb het genoegen om de intro in het Nederlands te doen. Want Haggai die woont inmiddels in Nederland en die spreekt inmiddels ook een beetje Nederlands. Hij heeft mij beloofd dat volgend jaar als hij terugkomt, dat hij het in het Nederlands gaat. Wow.
I need to push the right button.
Voor mensen die een mobiele telefoon mee hebben, graag even op uit of op stil. Na een uur hebben we een pauze van ongeveer 15 minuten. Dan moet ik even Jolanda aankijken of wij naar beneden moeten of de bar hier toch open gaat. Oké, dan moeten we toch naar beneden. Ja, dus als u iets drinken wilt, dan kunt u daarvoor even naar beneden. We steken het erop af om zo tussen 10 en half 11 te eindigen. Als u eerder weg moet in verband met openbaar vervoer is het uiteraard geen probleem. De avond zal een iets andere indeling hebben als de vorige keer. Maar daar zal Haggai zelf even iets over vertellen zo meteen. Ik heb het zelf ervaren als een hele bijzondere avond in februari, afgelopen februari, toen Haggai er ook was. We hebben heel veel feedback gekregen van mensen over wat zij hebben ervaren. En meer dan 95% was echt euforisch. En er zijn ook, we hebben ook een aantal mensen gekregen die zeggen, ja, ik heb helemaal niks gevoeld. En, dus dat kan ook. En dat zal vanavond wellicht weer het geval zijn. Ik kijk in ieder geval ontzettend uit naar vanavond. Dus graag een heel warm welkom voor Haggai Katz.
Oké, dames en heren, fijne avond. Okay, my name is Haggai Katz. You already know. I think the volume must be lower a little bit because there is some feedbacks. Oh, no, a little bit. Good. 1, 2. Yeah, and I have here also Mayon Schussel, my dear friend. She is here to support me and this evening. Wonderful. So just to let you know. Okay. So thank you, Mayon. And thank you all for coming. I was really had a short night because I was so excited, and I felt it will be a very special night for all of us and for me. But I'm energized now, and I'm really happy to see such a beautiful people and this wonderful place. It's my second time here, and every time for me it's like the first time. So I'm going to tell you my story, and it will take some time, and I will also give you some information that might be curious you. And after that, you had option to ask some questions about what I told. We will have a pause, and when you're back from the pause, you have, if you like, then there is an option to prepare some questions. Those questions will be answered by the ETs directly, and you will get answered. The questions needs to be general, not personal, so we can answer properly. And then guided meditation. It will be something in the meditation that I cannot share right now, but it will come. And then we will do the final healing for this evening. It will be a group healing for each and every one of you. So you have an option today to feel and to experience healing, although you might feel the energy already. Yes. Well, it was 2001. In those days, I was really busy to experience myself, to learn about who is Haggai Katz, what I'm capable to do, because this is the age in Israel when you are finished the army, then you go to do something in your life, you want to learn, you want to experience, and I immediately felt I have no time for a big vacancy at Thailand or South America. No, I want really directly to start. So I always remember that advice that my mother gave me to do something with my hands, because she felt I have something special. So I wasn't such a type like to learn computers or other stuff like economy, so I really started to learn alternative medicine. And I was busy to experience myself and the reaction for people, and I had a longing, very deep longing to help the people, because I knew there is another solution. There is a way, in a very natural and easy way, to help people. But whenever I did, I felt there is something missing. Then after 2 years of study, finally find my love of my life. And then after a couple of months, we moved together. And it was a moment that she told me something, and I don't know, looking on her shelf, and I saw a very interesting book. The front page of the book was blue, and you can see a face of a person. It's dressed almost like me, a little bit more fat, but look very normal person, holding in his hand in a healing position, and you see a client laying down on the table. On the right side, you can see three faces of operation doctors inside the operation room with this big lamp on the right. But one of them was different. One of them was extraterrestrials, was not human being. So if I'm looking at all this picture, I see a man with a beard doing a healing, looking very normal, and you see ETs, and you see doctors, and you see all of this combination together, and I said, this has got to be kidding. I was really curious to see, and I was looking on the name of the book, and it's all in Hebrew, very easy, I can read. So I started to read the book, and I said, how can I read the book? Because I knew that I had a dyslexia, and for me it was very difficult to read a book. But suddenly there is no problem, and I started to read so fast. 2 hours of reading for me without stop is really something that I never experienced before. It was a very short story about a person that I was reading. He was around my age now, 38. He started to discover very weird stuff in his life. It was 2001, I remember. And then he told about an experience that he was channeling with his mother that passed away, a father that he passed away, and other spirits, angels, and suddenly ETs that appear inside his house, and told him he was an engineer, okay? He was an engineer in one of the biggest computers companies in Israel. A very rational guy. But this guy got a message from ETs, from parallel dimension, in his clairvoyant abilities to heal other people. They told him, you are a healer, you can heal other people. So as an engineer, he was really excited to experience, so he brought other colleagues of him to his room, and healing started to take place. With ETs from parallel dimension, in this world, here happened on a daily basis. There is person 30 kilometers from me, healing other people in my country. And why I don't hear about it? Why I don't hear about it in the news? Why I don't... the Facebook was not existent. But I thought something is wrong. I felt I need to see this guy. So one thing led to each other. And then I end up in his practice room as someone that come with a client. The client was the sister of my girlfriend then. Went into the room, he allowed us to be inside the room. And then suddenly something very special happened. I felt kind of a vibration. I didn't know anything about spirituality. I wasn't some guy that was interested about sci-fi movies, ETs. I didn't know, maybe angels for me was something from the Bible. And not something that maybe we can have a contact with. And then I felt this vibration that I couldn't explain. I felt it. It was something. And then he saw that I was so curious. He told me, Haggai, do you want to see the ETs, really? I told him, of course I want. Who doesn't? But I don't see them here. I see you here. I see the table. I see the laptop. But I don't see the ETs. So how come? He told me, Haggai, okay, relax. We will do a short meditation and see what happens. And then the guidance was very simple. Simple. Get out of your body, walk freely in the room. Very easy. I do it every day. So, before I continue, I just want to confess something very important. Because, like I told you, I was a dyslexia child and I wasn't really concentrated about what the teacher says all the time. So my imagination was really, really expanded. And I knew something very important about imagination. I always can manipulate it. I can always control. I can always start, stop, change. I can do everything that I want. But I knew if this is my imagination, I can change it. And then I close my eyes. I have these thoughts in my head. Okay, I'm going to imagine the ETs. I'm going to imagine everything, and then I will see them. I close my eyes. 1, 2, 3. A curtain open. Then really different reality appears in front of my eyes. I started to see those ETs really like you see them in the movies, running in the room, medical equipments from here to there, going up and down, doors open, close, lights. All the environment of the room was totally different. The vibration that I felt in the beginning was increasing enormously. And I was really curious to understand what happened, so I just wanted to stop it. I wanted to change the ETs, maybe put the wings on them, but I couldn't. It was constantly moving, like you're looking on a TV screen and you cannot control. Maybe those days you can pause, you can go forward. But I couldn't do anything. I was really relaxed, but having a lot of tension inside my body, like in a roller coaster. You know you're safe, but you know you're going to hit somewhere. It was an amazing experience, and for me, okay, after 45 minutes, the session stopped. Then we almost went home. In the last minute, Adrian told me, Adrian De Veer, this is his name, he told me, you're going to work with them. They're going to open a practice in your place. Be ready. What? Yesterday I was reading his book, and now I'm in his practice. I saw the ETs. I was 23. I didn't finish my education, and now I'm going to open an operation room in my room. Whoa. What would be the next step? So I was really rational, and I said, okay, what am I going to do with it? And then one thing led to each other, and after 24 hours, I was sitting in front of my wife. Then she was my girlfriend then. But we just started to talk, and she told about that she have pain in the leg and she have pain in the back and maybe I can do some massage. And I told her, yeah, okay. I couldn't move. It was kind of an energy, the same vibration that I experienced 24 hours before. I felt it then. And then she told me, how can you touch me? I told her, I cannot touch you. I have 2 meters and I'm not so big. She said, no, I feel your hands. I feel somebody is touching me. And then I was, oh, nobody's there. Who is touching my wife? And then I was like, okay, I had this feeling of fear because, you also think about those movies, about those freaking things that can happen. Maybe it's demons. Maybe, I was dealing with the devil, I had also a little bit religion background in my, behind of my back. My grandfather. So, and then I got this feeling, okay, Haggai, relax. You remember us from yesterday? We are here today, and what Adrian told you is true. We're going to cooperate with you. Are you allow it? Say, yes, I do. What I need to do? Thing. Disappeared. And what now? They told me, you need to finish the book. You only read 50 pages. The book is almost 400. Okay. So I finished the book. And I discovered very important stuff. Because I also had my rational mind, and I had my spiritual mind, and I was always fighting, and I said, can it be true? Yes. Can it be true? Who are the ETs? Where are they coming from? Why are they helping us, the human beings? Why? And how they can reach to us, and how we can see them, and how can I feel them? I don't see them in my physical eyes. And how can they do operations inside people and help them? Because you always hear about negative stuff about ETs, so you always, sometimes you're afraid. Maybe they can hurt. So I understand, the first thing I understand, they're respecting the rules of earth. They're respecting the free will that we have. And they are acting in the law of one. And they are coming from the source. They are coming from the same source that creates us. If you believe in God, in the universe, it's the same. They are coming from different dimensions, not on the third dimensions. All those UFOs you see in the sky, or maybe in your garden, or maybe somebody else lucky in his garden, or crop circles. Those evidence are from the third physical dimension. What I'm talking about now is parallel dimensions, universe. That our physics, our molecular is different. This is the reason that we cannot sense them in our 5 senses. By the way, the 6th sense does not exist. Maybe you want to shoot me now. But I'm going to tell you my theory that I get from the ETs. Every frequency, every sense that we have, there is a frequency from A to Z. Or from A to G, you say, not G. And then if you go 1 letter higher, or you go 1 step backward, then you get more frequencies. So the feeling that I touch myself now can be extended. I can also feel myself in a very large distance, or from maybe someone from Australia. So everything is connected, but also to be connected, to feel, you need some kind of a sensitivity that you can develop, that you can make it better, but everybody have a potential. Like somebody is very strong, somebody can play a guitar, somebody is expert with computers, somebody can organize a lecture like this to bring so much beautiful people. Everybody is specialized with something, but everybody have one of his senses at least one of his senses extended. So the ETs, like I told you, they come from parallel dimensions. They come from parallel universe. So all the structure of them is different. So in our 5 senses, we cannot see them. But if we have one of the senses are extended, so we maybe feel them, see them, communicate with them, smell them, or taste them if you like. So everything is possible, but you need to have some kind of connection. And I mean good connections. Because I'm talking about layers of the aura, because every person, every aura, this is, you know, and the third part, this is the astro body. The astro body is contain also our past life, so our past memories, also part of us that are exist in our aura. So people that have carnations in the stars, we say, past carnations in Sirius or Pleiades or other places. So those carnations are still alive. They still have some kind of an influence on us. So I understand that in my background I have some carnations in other stars, and those Syrian carnations that I have was starting to be more awake. It's not that I have double personality. I have double nationality, but it's something else. And it's about having synchronization with part of myself. There is Haggai, the person, and there is Haggai, the healer, and he have the abilities from, for example, Sirius or Pleiades or other planets that I don't know the names of them. So I got an explanation from the ETs that they told me that one of the parts was starting to be awake. Why? Because I was ready. Because I was ready to do this step. So this part was started to be awake. And like I told you, we have every sense. We also have what we see. And we can see, of course, you all see me, I hope. And when you close your eyes, you may be going to see other dimension. Or you can also imagine other dimension, but sometimes it's the same. So those frequencies, everybody, like I told, have a potential. So I understand my potential was good enough to extend it, to connect it to other dimensions. And then I can see the ETs. But I asked them, how can I communicate? I asked them, how can I communicate with you? Because I'm communicating with you now, and I can hear you, but how does it work? So they explain me, there is a frequencies that called a tetra wave. This is the frequencies of telepathic. So those telepathic waves that are free in the universe have matched with my ET body, I can say now. And then this connection goes into my brain, and my brain is analyze the information that I receive, because I can only express from my experience, words that I know, colors that I know, information that I know, but also I can get more information that will be connected to what I understand. It's not like now I can speak Dutch, I wish. They can teach me, it will be very easy. But it needs to build up. So the communication was building, and now I can communicate with them more clearly. But why are they here? They're here because we are change our frequencies. We are, the people that are open now. At least You are here now. You are ready to listen. So you open up, and then they can come, because they were here almost from the beginning. But now they are ready to have some more contact with human beings. They want to rise the vibration. They want to wake up. They want to feel the life that we can have, the potential that we all have in life. So people have symptoms in life when there is a physical symptom, or this is a mental symptom, or anything that we have, those blockages that block us to feel alive. And when they see it, when they look on us from above, they can see our potential. And yeah, like you see a sweet child, and you see how much they have, and you want to help him so he can really express it. So this is how they are looking on us. They're looking us like people that have a lot of potential, and they want us to be there. Not for them, for us, for the universe. This earth have a goal in this life, especially for you. There is a goal. We are not here because it's just fun to be here. Huh? It's fun to live. You agree? This is my last carnation here. That's it. I'm finished. I'm going to a better place. There's a company like this. And this potential, this is something that they see, they want to help us. So this is the reason they are here. But also there is a lot. There is unending civilization. So a lot of people are really longing or wanting or wishing to have a contact with ETs. And this is wonderful, but you need to also make a difference between high frequencies and low frequencies. Because when you are open yourself too much, like you are leaving your door open, then everybody can come and go. So you don't want that. You want only the people that you really love, that you really resonate with yourself, that they can really help you go inside your home. Or the same. So this is the reason I also say to the people, feel if this is the right moment for you to open up and to see the balance that you have inside you. So they're here to help us because we have the potential, and because we invited them, and because we prayed for help, we meditate for help, we ask for someone to help us. But how they can approach to us, how they can operate us, how they can help us. Because we are on a physical point of view, we are on the third dimension, if I'm not wrong. But they are from much higher dimensions, 7, 8, 12 dimension, and we are here. So there is a breach. So on the physical, on the flesh that we can see, they cannot touch by law. They're not allowed to touch the flesh. But every layer of ourself is reflecting in a parallel universe that is very close, physical. For example, to us, all the layers of the aura are actually parallel dimension. They are not on a physical dimension, but they are resonate with us. They are connecting to us in a very strong cord. They are part of our life. We cannot separate it from you. So what they do is they are actually creating a breach between the dimension and between the healer, that he is also creating a breach to the ET, so they can pass to our dimension, very close to our dimension, and start really making influence on our part of the aura. Those parts of the aura are very sensitive. They are close to us. So every change they make on those layers synchronize afterwards in the physical body. And there is a process, I will speak about it later if you are interested. And the position of the healer, his job is to activate his healer abilities and to connect directly to the source. So also the team that will connect with him will be resonate with the same purest light he can ever bring. So also the light that comes with the team to the person and back, and then it's synchronized again. So you can imagine a person that is laying down on the table, and there is a breach that was open, and then they can access, and then they can treat the person that agree to receive healing. Of course, only healing, not something else. It's also important to know. And then when the session is ended, so all the layers are synchronized again, they are coming close to the physical body, and then there is an integration process. This is an integration process called also reaction, because one layer said, oh, where you were, I didn't saw you 1 week, and now you are changed, your color, you are changed, now I see you're more beautiful, and I'm not. And no, so there is a kind of communication between the layers, because one was changed and one was not, and one going to change. So there is a synchronization inside the body, and this synchronization is the process of the healing that takes place. Some people, it takes 3 days, 1 day, 2 hours, 3 hours. For every person, it's a little bit different. So, but of course, it's also very important for the client to understand what happened. So one of the tasks of the healer is to bring the information. When the client lay down on the table, he wants to know what happened to him and what's the process. So they are sending me pictures. Sometimes it's small pictures, sometimes it's like more a movie. Then I can explain to the client what's happened inside his body, what he can expect, how much time it will take, and all the information he needs to know. Of course, everyone can ask questions during the session, and in the end, I give more information. But what is the person experience? Because you have ETs from parallel dimension treating your body and what you can experience, what you can expect. Well, I can say that almost 95% of the people can feel things that are really can understand. It's not their imagination. The sensation could be warm, tingling, moving, vibrations, any kinds of sensations. Some people feel more, some people feel less. Unfortunately, less people can see, but some people that they can see, they might see sparkling of light, structures, shadows, or maybe medical devices, and etc. So everybody is a little bit different. I know that I was visiting by mediums or psychic or clairvoyant people. They can see, but they don't see the ETs. The reason of that is because if you can see the ETs, it means that you have background, like I told you, some kind of past incarnation in one of the stars, and you are ready. So I have those sometimes couples. I'm sorry, but usually the women are more open. And you had this woman, she's almost 10 years ago to courses, meditate, hoping to get a conversation from an angel, and she's doing all kind of ceremonies, and she's dancing in the night, and she's hoping that something will happen, and she get a message. And suddenly the husband say, "Oh, yeah, it's a very nice computer you have over there. Show me more closer." And then you start to have a very intelligent communication with one of the ETs about very technical stuff in the aircraft. And I had this couple really, and he's an engineer in El Al, in Israeli Airlines. So he started to really explore his spaceship and describing things. And this guy is really down to earth. So and she was, "What? And then you told me I spending your money, and now look, what happened?" You see them, and one moment before he was almost laughing on me, so he was, "Yeah, it is okay. Yeah, you may laugh, okay. So it's." If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, I hope you have it in the future. But if not, just accept it, because it doesn't matter if you see them. They can help you. They can make an effect on your life. And what kind of effect? Most of the people that I see have pain, they're suffering from the Lyme disease, tinnitus, burnout, depression, all kinds of muscular problem, just name it. There is a lot of big options to heal. And of course, some of the cases, it's good. Yeah, okay, if I go a little bit back, something that I also like to do, to say in the beginning. Now, of course, if you have a medical problem, first go to a doctor, get in his advice, and then go to an alternative doctor. Because I believe, in my word, it's also good to look on the convention side. Of course, you can make your decision if you want to take the treatment, or you want just to take the advices or the exams or what he do, and then make a clever and balanced decision in the end. Because I have also a cancer patient that have, of course, doing sometimes a chemotherapy or a surgery, what they need to do to be healed. And I always say to the people, I can never advise you to do or not to do medical stuff, but we can support. For example, if I'm talking now about a cancer patient, a lot of cases that I have, they have less side effect during the chemotherapy season, I called it. And I have also people that needs to remove tumors in convention surgery, which sometimes it's necessary. And those clients are getting sessions before, during, and after the operation. And the recovery and also the surgery is also supported by the EDs. Have very good results. It's something that I really can say in safety, because I saw it a lot in my life. And there is a lot of option to help. I know there is a question now if they can help anyone in any situation. And the question is simply not. We can help. We can help a lot of people. Sometimes it's very quick. Sometimes people call it a miracle. And yes, there is wonderful results, but people need to understand the things that we are going through is part of our lessons in this life. And some of us are, still carrying a karma, although I know that a lot of people believe there is no karma now, but still a lot of people carrying a lot of feelings, guilt, or whatever they're carrying, and need to handle with this. They need to really heal themselves. So we can help, we can support, but we cannot resolve the issues of everyone. So it's a combination. How they look like? You may be curious to know. Well, Steven Spielberg did a very good job for me, because I don't need to describe him so much. If you saw Men in Black, if you saw other sci-fi movies that are inspiring by mediums, by a psychic that they saw, people that really saw, so they are looking like this. Some of them are really looks like in animals that we see in the zoo, but they are more intelligent. Some of them have no structure at all, looks like a wind. They look like sparkling of light. There is no specific structure. And there is also something that's important for you to know, because in those sci-fi, science fiction, it's not fiction, movies, you see all those scary faces with a lot of liquid and a lot of big teeth and roar. But they could be like this, and they can be gynecologists. It doesn't important how they look like, because we are people looking on a commercial. We see a beautiful girl, skinny, and everything is in the right place. This is the beautiful woman. No, there is so many weird faces. They are not bad and they are not good. They are just faces. So it's good to open up. So maybe you see one of those ugly faces today. No, they are not ugly. But then you also need to open yourself and to understand not everything that you think it's ugly, it's bad. So just open your mind. Questions? Maybe. Yes.
Can you get a healing from these ETs even if you don't have...
Just a moment. We have an extra speaker microphone from or not? Okay. So I would just repeat on the question afterwards. Sorry. Yes.
If you don't have these ET other life forms with you, can you be healed by them?
Everyone can be healed. Yes. When I spoke about those past life carnations, is about to be a healer. It's about to see or to experience some kind of communication with them. Okay? By the way, if there is someone that wants to ask the question in Dutch, because it's difficult for him in English, so Mayon can help. But if you like, then we can continue. Yes? Somebody else? No? It's all clear? Yes?
If you have this weird feeling that you might be in some time in the future going to do like a similar job like yours, does that indicate that you need to let me go?
Yeah, the question is if you feel that you have a potential to be ET healer, if it's true or not. Well, I can tell one thing for sure. If you are an ET healer, you will know it for sure. And if you're doubting on it, it means you are not ready yet. This is very general answer, of course, but it needs to be exist some conditions, so you are wanting and ready in the same time. And this is something that the ETs are first will verify that you are ready, and then they will come closer step by step until you really know that you need to know it, and there is no doubt. At least not something that would really stop you. Yes?
Do I understand it correctly if you say that this is a team from ETs who work together from different dimensions? I mean, how did they meet each other from the 12th to the 7th?
J-date. How can they meet? They are united in a council. Let's say they call themselves 54 organization. They are gathering together to help other species, also the Earth people. They had some kind of agenda to help us and to do something in a very structural way. So it's not a coincidence that we are putting the lights and they are coming into our living room. There is a plan. It's something that it's very meant to be, very prepared. Yes. Yes, please.
I have a question. Do they help animals and nature? Are they willing to help animals from Earth, or are they willing to help maybe nature?
Yes, they ask the question if they are helping to animals. They are helping the animals as well. They do it in a different way. I know there is some kind of ET healers. They are specialized to heal animals. It's not my specialty, but I know there is some healers that have it, and I understand from the ETs there is a lot of people that works with animals. They are receiving subconscious information about how to communicate with them and how to understand them. And I understand that it's very popular now to learn how to talk with animals. So of course there is the pure guys that having a very deep knowledge how to speak with animals and how to understand them, so then we can treat them better. So yes. And also something that I can add, they also helping the scientists develop the science, because they bringing them information from the research they did, from the work they do every day in the practice of the healers. They get a lot of information, a lot of research from the information, and they bring it back to here, to Earth. Yes?
Is it necessary to get healed by or to op te merken, hoe zeg je dat? To not notice ETs, is it necessary to be pure, without low emotions, without low frequencies inside? Like if you're angry or you have a bad thing, is it necessary to be pure, to be zen, to be free from judgment or whatever?
You ask in general if it's good to be like this, or?
If you want to be cured.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's a long question. I need very simple stuff. So, you want to know if to be healed, you need to be in a state of pureness and openness and really in balance. And if you are like this, then you are healed. Then you are healthy. You don't need me. No, of course. If you are more open up, if you are more ready, then you are more cooperative. And when you are more cooperative, you heal faster than someone, I don't believe in it. Oh, no, I'm afraid from them. It's okay to be skeptic. I'm laughing on those guys, but I also skeptic myself. Because it's important that you are also will be here and here. Not only to be in the heart, not only to be in other chakras, but it needs to be in balance. So we need to be open up, like I told you, but we also need to look, and we also need to feel what is right for us and what it's not. So this is a combination. Also, sometimes people are very close in the beginning, and later on they are starting to understand this guy is crazy, but he's helping me a little bit. So let's give him another chance. And then they see it's working, so they come for the second time. Then they bring in the wife and the children. They all will be in the same department in the hospital. So it's something that it's developing. Everyone is welcome. Everybody that's really choose to do that, he's welcome. Yes.
I understand that in your treatment you remove parasites.
Yes.
Can you explain more about what are they, how do they infest our system, and also what is the impact, if you can say something about it generally speaking, on our system and on our functioning as human beings?
Yeah, thank you for this question. I noticed I forgot something to say. Parasite. Not the parasites that in our bowel and not candida. What parasites means, in my word, of course, is life form that have no source of power. It's a very general definition, but it's kind of life that's no really ability to exist on themselves. So they're looking for a victim. They're looking for something. And there is a lot of kinds of parasites. There is more intelligent parasite, they're more strong, there is more aggressive parasites, and they are very something like tick that you can just remove and wash your hands. And there is a lot of kinds, but in general, there is also a lot of sources that the parasites came, because they not appear from nowhere, and they came from many directions. I will go there later if it's necessary. But what's basically we need to understand is parasites looking for a weaker point in our aura. Something happened in your life, you are getting a shock, you're afraid, you had an accident, you are sick, you are operated, you moved from one place to another that you didn't want. Something that happens in your life that was really tear you apart for maybe a second. So this moment that it happened to you, this parasite is go for the weakened point in your body, and then it's draining the energy slowly or fast. So then you see those people that go for this therapy, so to this matter, is going there, he going do this, he take this medicine, and nothing happen, only is going down. Why? Because all his intention to help himself only bring more energy to the parasite, and he doesn't know, unfortunately. And it's terrible and it's very sad. But these parasites are taking a lot of energy from the people. And yes, it's a lot. Some people have it, some people don't have it. And in the sessions, in the practice, for every session that we do, it's kind of a safety that we are looking if there is a kind of interference inside our system. And sometimes it's only causing a pain or something else, but there is many cases that the people are really changing the mindset. They really change inside because this parasite is interfering with this system. And also, parasites are also sometimes, they are not randomal. They are also attacking people that have a potential to do something. So I don't want to frighten you, but yes, there are the people that are blocked in their way, the people that have really good potential. Sometimes those parasites are looking for the weakened point to be there. And one of the abilities of the ETs is to remove And I think it's also one of the goals that we have is to remove as much as parasite that we can. Because some of those parasites are also, I know it's going very deep now, it's really, really bad mind control. So it's changing the consciousness of the people. So I'm sorry, it's bad, and it's good to get rid of it. And you don't need to look now in your hair if you have a parasite. Forget about it. But then you just also good to be aware. And I know some of you are also healers, and some of you also can feel this sometimes. And if you don't know what to do, so you know that there is a way to treat this. People that are working with ETs have abilities to remove those parasites. Maybe also in the future we get some more information how to do it yourself or your abilities, but it's the next step. Yeah, I hope it's clear enough. Yes, please.
Did you ever come across artificial intelligence and or black goo in your work?
Again.
Did you ever come across artificial intelligence and or black goo in your work?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. No. Maybe, but I don't aware of it. Yeah. Yes.
Will you also assist post-incarnation?
If they can heal past carnations, yes. And I think it's very cool because what they are doing, they can have an access to our past life, and they can go directly to the trauma that we had, to the experience that we had, the connection that we had, and to fix it without bringing our consciousness to be aware of it. So it saves time and energy most of the time. Yes. Over there? Yes.
Yes, my question is, you say you work together with the aliens to help people with cancer, for instance? With cancer? But
yes.
My question is, when we earthlings try to heal cancer, we use two things that cause cancer. We use radiation and we use chemicals.
Yeah.
So we virtually, maintain the sickness. So how do the aliens feel about, our, for the most part, destructive health system? For instance, also small children, we vaccinate them with poisons, and this destroys the immune system. What do they feel about these things?
Yeah, okay. It's a question you need to ask more time. But of course, this is what we have here, and there is a lot of information that is valid. It's a lot of information and intelligent that is accessible for us. It's just a matter of what you choose and what you don't choose. Because vaccinations can help, but of course, we also know about the agenda, behind the agenda, and maybe the same factory that make the vaccination also make the disease or stuff like this. It's all exist, but it's all something of your free choice, what you choose to do. But in this life, you have a lot of choices, you have a lot of potentials that you can choose. But if the only option is something that can maybe help you and make your life longer, so it's better to use that. What they are thinking about that, of course, there is better solutions, and the frequency on Earth needs to be changed. So those people that are developing such a beautiful medicines to cure really cancer, they could be really sell them without being killed after a week. And this is a very serious question. But this is also something that it's, I call it it's kind of a massa that needs to be changed. And once this weight will be in balance, so then those forces will lose the power they have, and the light will be more in control, more in balance. So those good medicines or good environment will be improved. But until this time, we can make a choice. And the choice we need to make, we need to make between the head and between the heart. It needs to be in balance. Once you do something because you are afraid, you know, I was really going to share with you something. I moved to live here in Netherlands before 4 months almost. And then I got this letter from the IND, and they asked me if I want to do a vaccination to my kids, and I have 4 boys. Doesn't matter if they are vaccinated or not. The first moment I saw it, a fear. So, fear? I don't cooperate with this. And I think this is something that needs to lead all of us. That once we feel a fear, then we don't follow the fear. We follow our heart and our brain in the same time. So I did my steps and I make my decision in the end. But the thing is, the powers use fear to control us. So once you feel fear, you take a step back, and then you start to think and to see what other options you have. And if you have options, choose them. Thank you. Yes?
Is aging and dying caused by a virus or parasite?
Again?
Like the way we age and die?
Aging?
Yeah, when you get older. Like, we have very short lifespans here.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Is the fact that we age, that we get older and die, is that in some way fastened or caused by parasites or viruses?
Yeah, it's something that I cannot say yes or no, but yeah, it's very difficult to answer. It's a very general question. So I will skip it by your permission. Yes. Yes.
Is there a cooperation between the ETs and healing angels?
And angels, archangels, if there is a cooperation between the ETs and the angels. Yes, there is cooperation with the ETs and archangels and light entities and earth entities, and they're all working together. Although I know the angels that we worked, that they are always don't like to be in the front page, so they cooperate because sometimes there is a soul issue that we need to solve, because sometimes people that experience traumas in their life, they're losing part of the soul. So we need to bring it back. Therefore, we are inviting the angels, or for of course for many cases, but it's one of the reasons. Yes.
Yeah, if the parasites are removed, it is also so that the bigger points, so that they don't come back.
Parasites, the ETs are removing, they are vanished. They will never come back, and they will not bring their friends to revenge you. So don't worry. Yeah, you see what he told to me? I'm going to kick you.
I mean, not the same parasite, but you have a weaker point. Don't do something with a weaker point.
After they remove the parasite, they're covering the part of the aura like a plaster until the aura is completed, so it will be safe I can tell you from my experience, I never saw someone that he have twice parasite in the same place. Maybe in another place, but not in the same time. But please don't be afraid of just be aware of it, and it's okay. You're still alive, and you'll be alive, and be happy. When the right time to remove the parasites, it will be removed by me, by somebody else, by God. I don't know. So just don't be too busy with it. Yes.
Those parasites, are those the same as
It's good to be aware, it's okay.
Argonten, do you know about them? Argonten. Hoe zeg je dat in Nederlands?
Ja, Archons.
Archons. They are bad entities. Are those the same?
For me, what?
What was the question?
He asked about specific species of parasites. In purpose, I will not mention the name, because for me, the name is something that it's not something that you have stamped. It's not so. Everybody can say anything they want. It doesn't say it is. So I recommend not to follow a name, because a name sometimes could be something else that we don't know. But yeah, I think we clear with the parasites for today. The next thing is just to remove all those parasites, then we finish. Yes, different questions.
Is there also a healing team for consciousness, or not a physical healing, but consciousness?
Yes.
For populations or for
Let me tell you something very important. The healing is general. It's not if you are coming for a session because you had a problem in your stomach. The work that we do is on everything. It's every layer, in every aspect of yourself is being taken care of, because we are helping to rise the vibration of the person. Once the person is more, his vibration is better, is floating, is growing, then he also reflecting to his environment. So this is how it works. And then it's not coincidence that after a week a friend come and a parent or a friend. So because it's not because it's a good story, it's because it's you feel the frequency, so you also want to join and you want to grow yourself. What about the time? Are we 20? Okay. Yes. 1 minute and then we go to pause, if I'm not wrong. Yes.
I have a question about about sounds. Do the ETs they have voices? You talked about faces there.
Yeah.
Different faces. Do they have different voices? And do they use music or something?
They are mostly communicate by telepathic. Some of those species are communicate also with sound. So it's not really a language, but it's more to send a reflection, to send a message through to these frequencies. They like classic music. They like the vibration of the music. And you're going also to experience something with voice later on. So now we're taking a pause, 20 minutes, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
Questions, if you want to ask
Yeah.
questions for the channeling,
Yeah.
you need to write it down.
Okay. Just small detail. If you want to ask question in a channeling, because I will give information directly from the ETs also. So some of you can get the chance. Please go there to the reception. Make it very clear so we can read it. You can do it in English. It's better. Otherwise, we do it in Dutch and we translate it. And you have some options to ask direct questions. So enjoy your break.